Toastmaster Linda Spears is going to share with you a moving experience she had. One she hopes will move you to speak. Linda will share her experience of studying theology and a family mystery that she uncovered. Her speech is entitled, Who's Your Baby Daddy? Please join me in welcoming former Winter Park Toastmaster past president and longtime club member Linda Spears and Who's Your Baby Daddy?
We often think of history as a series of events involving world leaders, armies, epidemics, famines, locust invasions, dust bowls, etc. But I think history is really about a story of people's lives. Through my genealogical research, I've uncovered intimate family stories, tragedies, victories, and tales of survival. So many stories to uncover. Sometimes a new technology comes along and changes everything in this research. A few years back, a criminal case was solved using a new method, forensic genealogy. The Golden State Killer was a cold case, but through a new method of using DNA and comparing it to publicly available information to build the genealogical tree of the suspect's DNA, the Golden State Killer was found and brought to justice. How many of you have family mysteries in your family? Forensic genealogy has changed how we look at these things and sometimes holds surprises of long-held secrets within families. I've always been somewhat of a genealogy buff, but the online tools available now really up the game for me. I've become fascinated with recovering family stories. I didn't think my family had any mysteries, but it turns out we did. I was building my family tree on Ancestry.com, which I often do, and got a message from a woman named Maureen. She tells me her story. She lives in Chicago. She has, by the way, we're matches on Ancestry, so that's why she sent me this message. She lives in Chicago, has 7 siblings. She said, we all thought we were Irish, but we did our DNA, and we're only a quarter Irish, and there's all this German in us. We don't know why. Well, it turned out they had already determined that their father was raised by a man who was not his biological father. Their DNA, Maureen and her brothers and sisters, didn't match their cousins, so they knew that their father had a man different than his brothers and sisters. They wanted to find out who his father was and who their biological grandfather was. So they went to Ancestry and sent out messages to many of the unknown DNA matches, of which I was one. And I was the only one who responded, she said, so I agreed to help her try to figure out who the mystery baby daddy was. First off, I could tell from our common matches that it was related on my father's side. So I went to my tree, searching for a male relative on my father's side, who had been in Chicago in 1931, the year Maureen's father was born. Through the process of elimination, I found one relative who was a first cousin of my father, named William Schroeder, who met all the criteria. William worked for the railroad as a locomotive engineer. He had a wife named Minnie, who lived on the farm in South Dakota, according to the 1930 census. The 1940 census showed him living in Chicago and working for the railroad. Was he our man? And one interesting fact from the census, he said he was widowed. Well, the records show that his wife Minnie was back on the farm, alive and well, and didn't pass away for 20 more years. This lie was further proof that William might be our man. I wrote back to Maureen, I think I found him. To help verify, I sent her a picture of William's parents taken in Germany. They're pictured along with other family members, including my grandfather, who was the brother of William's mother. I told Maureen, these could be your father's biological grandparents. Do you see a resemblance? She responded quickly, yes, the man definitely looks like my father. I'd solved this family mystery for them. What a feeling. The characters in this drama had all passed away, so no one was directly hurt by the information. But Maureen and her siblings were able to determine who their biological grandfather was, William Schroeder, the baby daddy. Now they know why they're more German than Irish in their DNA profiles, and why I was their second cousin. After that victory, I was hooked. Being able to use this publicly available information and to help people solve these family mysteries, it's like solving a puzzle. A simple explanation of the process is find DNA to your suspects, to find DNA matches to your suspect's DNA, build a family tree from publicly available information, and work upward to find their common ancestor. Once that common ancestor is found, work down to hopefully identify the suspect. I used this basic process to solve Maureen's mystery, similar to what was used in the Golden State Killer case. So I ask again, do you have a family mystery that you want to solve? Thank you.